The 2015 Polyglot Gathering is brought to you by italki. Become fluent in any language.
I'm here to talk about Yakuwarigo, which is Japanese role language, and it is a very interesting concept when language usage is connected to a stereotype or a persona of a person or a fictional character. What is it exactly? It was coined by Kinsey Satoshi 2003, and what it is that vocabulary, grammar, expressions, intonation, and other linguistic features are connected to age, gender, occupation, social class, time period, appearance, personality of a certain character. So, and this is mostly connected to fiction, so it's not as connected to real people in real life. And in the case of Japanese, it will often mean Japanese anime and manga, which is Japanese cartoons. So in the end, it will get a bit nerdy, but I hope you can stay with me on that. First off, I'd like to talk about an aspect that is sure to be existing in other languages, because there's a lot of people who think that Yakuwarigo is not actually apparent in other languages, that it's very specific to Japanese. Some agree with this, some disagree. I'm not going to say where I stand. But to visualize this for you, I'm going to go through on a trip through Sweden. So imagine everyone that you're starting a trip in Sweden in the area down here in Småland, and you're out of money for some reason. And this is a problem, right? And you have to find someone to lend you some money so you can survive for just a short while. But the problem is that the people in Småland or Smålänningar are known to be stingy. Their dialect is very stingy. They're not going to give you any money. And you're really annoyed, but you finally get your money somehow, right? And then you decide to go up north to the what we call Norrland. And you try to make friends with the Swedes. But Norrlänningar are not really that friendly. They don't want to become friends with you. They just answer with sounds like psh. And it's so annoying. So your image of Sweden is really bad right now because of these two areas of Sweden. But you decide to keep going. And you go down to Gothenburg, which is the area around here. You should get the pointer disappeared. And in here, Gothenburg, everyone's really friendly. And the accent is really fun. It goes up at the top, and they crack jokes all the time, and you love it. And your image of Sweden is getting a bit better because of the accent. And your last spot is that you decide to go to the capital of Sweden. And I don't know. In the capital of Sweden, everyone's being really cocky, and they're asking you, why did you even go to these other parts of Sweden? What's the point? Why would you go to Norrland? There's nothing there, it's just snow, right? And Gothenburg, small city, no one cares. And Småland, it's like not even real part of Sweden, no. So you're having this really mixed bag of how the Swedish people are, and this is very much reflected in the dialects. And this occurs because of two reasons or three reasons. Some of it can be because of history, it can be because of media, and it can be because of the accent actually sounds. So I'm gonna play a short video for you guys I'm supposed to play a video for you guys. Which will show what I mean with accent showing off a certain stereotype. And this is from a Swedish comedy show, which is called Parlamentet. I don't actually have to understand Swedish, just pay attention to the accent. And in this show, comedians are talking about a certain subject, and they'll get commands to talk in a certain way. And in this part, she will get asked to talk about gnällbältet, the middle part of Sweden where people are known to speak in a whiny tone, and that's why it's called gnällbältet, which is the whining belt. And hopefully we'll see how this affects the language. Are we getting sound? myself. Yes. Pay attention. About 10 seconds in, she will change her accent. Why can't I still hear it?
I don't know.
Can we do without the speakers?
Will not help.
If the speakers are not working, try to put the microphone against the microphone.
Yes, but the local speakers
okay.
are not working.
Okay.
I don't know why. Only 5 minutes before put this computer.
Right, doesn't work. But the thing is that in this dialect, they use a lot of diphthongs, and the accents end up sounding like this, and they sound like they don't really want to talk to you. And yeah, I'm really bad at actually mimicking it. But the point is that because the accent sounds really whiny, people perceive them as really whiny people, which doesn't have to be true, whiny people. So this is how dialects work in a country, but we're talking about Japan, right? Japan is the interesting thing today to talk about. And in Japan, we've got a few interesting dialects, and you could have a whole talk just about the dialects, so I'm just going to do it quick. But first off, we have the Kansai area, which, as I don't have a pointer, is around here. Sorry. And the Osaka dialect, which is the second biggest part of Sweden, of Japan, has a really rough dialect, and the people perceive them as Yakuza and the gangsters, as well as funny. And this is because of a wave of Yakuza movies, or gangster movies, which were filmed in Osaka. And just because of these movies, we perceive them as gangstery. And then we also have Tohoku, which is the northern parts of Japan, which is like the countryman dialect. You sound really stupid, uneducated, and like that. As well, and in the southern parts of Japan, you got the Tosa dialect as well as the Kyushu dialect, and this is a really manly dialect. If you want to be a man, you're supposed to speak like this. And in this way is used in a lot of movies to make a character give a character a personality without it actually being explained. And then we're coming to the global scale with accents. So let's say we're watching an American movie, a Hollywood movie, and the main character is going to be American because it's an American movie, right? And the first character this guy meets is a Russian character with a Russian accent. What do you think that character would be like?
A villain.
A villain, of course he's a villain. He's a spy or an evil villain. He's the enemy. You need to fight the Russian. Because of the accent. Nothing against Russians. But to fight this Russian guy, he needs something. He needs weapons. He needs gear. And to what person does he go to find this professor? He goes to Germany. Oh, to Germany. Because of Einstein. Oh, this is not working as it should. Where is it? Okay, I will just say it instead. He will go to Germany. Most likely, maybe because of Einstein. German accent is connected to the scientist guy, the mad scientist. And he also needs his two friends to help him. And this would be the adventurer from where? Australia, of course. And as well as his gentleman friend. And where is his gentleman from? He's from Britain, of course. It's super obvious. Everyone knows this. You don't really need to think about it. Just with the accent, you will understand what kind of character this is and what his role will be in the movie. And this is kind of what Yakuwarigo is about. But we're thinking about something bigger. We want something fake, actually, because an Australian accent is a real thing. Russian accent is a real thing. It doesn't have to mean that Russians are evil people, of course not. But we still perceive them that way. But we want something completely fake, something made up. So if I would explain, Army Hardies, what am I? I'm a pirate. Everyone knows that. It's really easy. I was supposed to show you a video, but as video isn't working right now. There's a ton of instructional videos on YouTube on how to speak like a pirate. But no one actually spoke to a pirate. It was like hundreds of years ago that actually was the golden age of pirates. But we still all know how pirates speak. And you can even have like Facebook settings to pirate, so you can have your Facebook pirate speak, which doesn't make any sense, right? Because first off, all pirates didn't come from the same area. There were Spanish pirates, there were English pirates, Dutch pirates. They didn't all speak English. And even if they did speak English, they wouldn't speak with a universal accent, right? They would speak with their own local accent and dialect. And the dialect we know of today as English, as pirate speech, is thought to come from this man, Robert Newton. Robert Newton created the dialect in his role as Long John Silver in the 1950s movie Treasure Island and a few movies after that. And he was just playing a role of a pirate, and he used his version of West Country English with some modifications to be this really famous pirate. And after these movies, all other pirates speak this way. Even though this was long after the pirate era, the golden era of pirates. Let's just take one more example. If I say, howdy partner, I'm a cowboy, right? And this works for a ton of different characters in English as well. But let's forget English, we don't care about English. We're moving on to Japanese. And how do you laugh in Japanese? Can you give me a laugh? How do you do that? You're not laughing. You're not very good at it. A laughter. Ha 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 ha. No, that's not how you laugh. Ha 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 ha, that's how you laugh, right? And this is the normal way of describing laughter in Japanese. But it could also be mom, actually. Haha means mother. And but haha doesn't actually give off any persona, thinking of someone special. But you could also laugh, ho 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 ho. And I wouldn't laugh like that. I'm not a princess. Only princesses would laugh like that. Only refined ladies, a Sai and a rich lady would laugh like that. Or foo 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 foo. If I'd be laughing like this, I'm planning some prank properly. I'm gonna prank y'all at the end of this talk. Or I'm planning on murdering y'all. You're all gonna die at the end of this talk. You will know it just from the way I'm laughing. There are some other interesting features. There's what we call bikago in Japanese, which is honorifics to nouns, prefixes to noun, which makes the language more refined, more ladylike, more polite, which would be the o in this case, in okane and kane, which means money. There are also a ton of interactions that are only used by a certain character type, like ara, are, arere, arama. Only a female character would say that. A guy saying that would be like, what's up? What's the problem? As well as age actually mattering. Because you're saying to have this character, he's telling a really impressive story. And his grandfather and his son is listening. And they all get really impressed. And the grandfather would react with, ho, that's interesting, ho. But the child, he wouldn't say ho, that sounds weird. He would say, hey, maji. And it's not like ho is harder to pronounce. It's the same difficulty as he. But the kid knows that he's not supposed to speak like that. He's supposed to say hey, and the old man is going to say ho. That's just how it works. And both of these examples are real-life examples. Old men would say ho, kids would say hey. But one thing that we don't have in real life is animal characters. You're not gonna see this girl walking around the town. I'm not sure how you can see it. She has a tail, cat ears. That's weird, right? People don't look like that. And how would she speak? The thing is that we got onomatopoeia, which is imitating sounds for in animal way, like bong 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 if you crack something, or drop 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 water. And we got this for animals as well. In Swedish, the dog says woof, or in Japanese, the cat says nya. And because of this, animal characters or cat characters would speak in a nya-ish way. They would change, they would make sound shifts. So all na sounds in Japanese would turn into nya. So if a cat character wants to say nani, which means what, it would say nyani. Or nantoka, which is something, it would say nyantoka instead. And this works for all animal characters. There's dog characters, there's even squid characters, and they all have their specific way of talking. And they do this with these sound shifts, as well as certain copula and other grammatical features. But not all animal characters actually speak like this. And the reason is that animals take pride in evolution. And humans are on top on the food chain. Everyone wants to be human. And like in the case of Taukaka here on the screen, she is like a human, but cat-like. She's actually kind of dumb because she's like an animal. And this means that she speaks she uses a lot of animal language. She's very close to an animal. She's not that close to a human being. But let's say a cat, with magic, it gets intelligence. It gets close to a human. It wouldn't want to speak like a cat, because cats are dumb. They're stupid. They want to speak like humans. So it would speak completely normal. And these are the two types of animal language that you will see in Japanese language. And to introduce my second part of this speak, I will introduce my 4 friends. And I will do this using these 6 categories. The first person pronoun, the second person, the copula, the sentence final particle, and the verb negating suffix. And at the end of this speech, I'm planning on having a quiz. So try to remember the features of these, and at the end, I will see if you can guess which character talks in what way. Yeah, question.
These are 5.
These are actually 5. That is correct, sir. Right. So the first off is the first person pronoun, which is a really big part of Yakuwarigo, because there's so many of them in Japanese. There's the 5 ones, now it's actually 5, I didn't calculate correctly, that are normally used, that they will teach you in textbooks, which are ore, boku, watashi, watashi, atashi. Atashi is a specific case. But men would use boku and ore. And this is said to be the intimate in the case of ore, informal in boku, and as well as watashi, which is the formal one, or the more neutral one. And girls, they can pick between watashi and watashi. Yes, only watashi usually. They can use watashi in some cases, but it's a bit dialectal. And at the end we have watashi, which is the really formal one, the one you would use at the company, talking to the boss perhaps. It's not super common, and if you use it in common speak, you will sound a bit posh. It's a bit weird, like why are you talking like that? It's too formal. And outside of these 5 that we normally use in Japanese, we've got a ton of different weird ones. Really old ones, really archaic ones. Like the first one we have here is warawa, which is only used by powerful women. Someone who can control other people, a powerful witch, rich queen. Ore-sama, which is used by really manly men. Ore-sama, yes, I'm a man. Like that. Washi, which is used by old men. And just by using the pronoun washi, you will know that the character who's talking is an old man, and you're trying to role-play an old man. So in English, maybe you would say, I don't know, in a really weak voice to imitate an old man. You would just use washi in Japanese. and they will know, oh, you're trying to imitate an old man. Just how it works. And the last one is sesha, which is a samurai speak. It's a really old way of saying it. And it's mostly used by samurai today, samurai characters. And this is, for some reason, the font is really, really small. I'm not sure if you can see it. But the characters would be A, B, C, and D. These are my 4 friends. And they were bigger before, but I'm not sure why it's not showing up properly. So we got 4 characters. Ore, which was the manly one. Boku, which was the not as manly one. So you're still a guy. Sesha, which is the one used for samurai. And watashi, which is the formal one, the posh one, the queen one. And Japanese is not the only language with a lot of pronouns. Vietnamese got a lot. But in Vietnamese, it's based on the relation age between the speakers. So it doesn't really give off the same properties as it does in Japanese. And the second person pronoun, we got anata, which is the normal one, the formal one. It's not actually used that lot, but it's the neutral one. Omae, which is strong guys use it. Kimi, which is a bit arrogant. And it's looking down to the person you're talking to, but it's not as strong as omae is. And teme is more like a curse word. It just means you, but yeah, you don't want to use it. You will get in a fight. And as well with the first person pronouns, I decided to put them in 2 categories. Then the normal ones that we actually use, and the second category, which is the ones you'll only see in manga or in books, or in movies, for the most part. So in this case, we got sonata, which is, I'm not going to talk more about it, but onushi, which is the samurai one. Again, using a pattern, samurai, yes. And the thing is that in most languages, we don't actually have many options. In Swedish or in French, for example, there's a binary politeness distinction. So you can say you, or honorable you. So in Swedish, there would be du or ni, which is, the polite option and the not so polite option. Which is not very interesting, though. The second part is going to be copula, which is a word linking a subject to a predicate, which in English case is. So the house is red, or in Japanese is heya ga kitanai desu, and desu would be the copula. And this only means is, right? Something is something. Can't be that interesting, but actually it is. In Japanese, we got a few different options. With da is the informal one, and the desu is the normal one, the formal one. The gozaimasu is, you want to see restaurants, big formal one. And actually, just not using this word at all also gives up a persona, because females would not use it. They would drop it, and it becomes a bit more feminine. And in the same case as with copula, with the pronouns, we got 2 categories. And the gosaru is again samurai speech, seeing a pattern. The arimasu used by military, only military. That's just what it is. Yeah, don't ask. Nari is the very old one. It's not really used, but again, could give off the image of a samurai, an old character. And because it's hard to see, I'm going to repeat these at once. So with a character, we got da, ore, omae. With B, we got desu, boku, kimi. The gosaru is sesha, the gosaru, onushi. And D, desu, watashi, anata. And these characters would not use words from the other categories. They're going to say like that. And central final particles are also a really big part of Yakuwarigo. These are words which doesn't carry any meaning by themselves. They add pragmatic effects, the linguistic modality and register, feelings. They could add doubt. They could add make something stronger. And the most prominent ones in Japanese, which you will see in textbooks, are neiyo, which is the reporting one, and that doubt-adding one, as well as so and se, which are the masculine ones. And you're told only guys use this, and only vulgar guys use this. It's rude, you shouldn't use it at all. But even with these small words, there's a ton of difference. It's a really big difference between so and se. So is more stronger, it's more formal, while se is more rougher and a bit. They're both used by men mostly, but a high place position man and the grunt. So let's say we're watching a fancy drama, and there's a commander and he's commanding his soldiers. He would just zo, because he's strong, he's manly, but he's in a high position. He can sound like some kind of grunt. While the foot soldiers would just se, because they're rough and they're strong and they drink and they plunder and all those kinds of things. And we end with sa, which is the bookworm particle, so to say. It's a guys use it, but it's a bit smarter, you know. I'm not like those other ze or zo people. I'm a bit more refined-ish. And kashira and wa are the two feminine ones, which is, oh, I'm so feminine. I'm a princess. I'm a lady. Ha ha ha. Ho, no, wait, sorry. Ho ho ho, I mean. Even negating your verbs can make a difference. The normal one that we use in Japanese and the one you will see in textbooks are masen and nai. So you say ikimasen, I'm not going. I'm not going. Ikanai, I'm not going. Ikanai is the less polite one. Masen is the more polite one. There's not much more to say about that. And then we got again the grunty one, the manly one. Ikaneo, I'm such a man. And this is just a sound shift from nai, easier to say. And again, ikanu, which is the old one, the old particle, the old way of saying it, our old suffix, which is again used by samurai warriors. So I had to speed through this because of the time limits, I'm sorry. But now we got these four characters and their own way of speaking. We got the A, ore, omae, da, ze, ne, the man. Which one do you think it is? Could anyone raise their hands? This character? 2, 3. Yeah. This character? No one? No. This one? Majority, right? There's a few? No? Yeah, maybe. A? Okay. And then we go up to B, who uses boku, kimi, des, sa, nai. So, this character? No. This one? Mm-hmm. This one? You seem to be getting this. C, sesha, onushi, gosaru, zo, su. I've been saying samurai all day. Which character is it? This one? Yeah. And last one is the princess, the fair lady. So, character A is in this case represented by Kurosaki Ichigo from the series Bleach. And he's the delinquent character, the roughy character, the foul-mouthed, the quick-to-action guy. Usually the main character nowadays in manga. You know, all the young boys, they want to be the fighter, the strong one, and just rush into the fight and defeat everyone and save their friends. And why could you guess that it's this guy? What makes you think that this is the manly, I have to fight all the time guy? There's a few features that are very common. If the character is a sword wielder, the blade will be bigger. The hair is going to be spiky in almost all cases. Spiky hair. Strong colors, red, orange, black and white, also used a lot. And you all kind of know this. You just kind of feel, yeah, this character. And this is what Yakuwarigo is. It's the way the words connect to your visual image. When you hear these words, you would think, yeah, he's going to look about like this. And B then, the pretty boy character, or the bishonen character in Japanese. He's the fair one, the one which will appeal to all the girls. He will come in on his white horse with his blonde, long hair, and oh, he's so beautiful. And he will be dressed in blue. Pretty much always. Well, not always, but a lot of the time. Blue, blonde, silky hair, no spiky hair. You can't have spiky hair if you're a nice guy. Does not work. I should do something like this. I'm a nice guy. The sword is going to be slender. It's going to be beautiful. I think beautiful sums it up a lot for this kind of character. The samurai character, Kinemon in this case from One Piece. And as I've said, samurai, the samurai sword, the katana, the samurai hairstyle, the clothing, he's gonna use a lot of traditional Japanese colors, like this brown orange-ish color. And the lady, again blue, blonde hair, locks. In this case, Edelfelt from Fate Stay Night. She's this rich, arrogant character. She got everything she wanted, you know. She looks down on everyone because she's so pretty and refined and so much better than everyone else, right? And the interesting distinction to make between these four characters is that the first two, A and B, are very much real personality types in Japan. A person will make a choice: do I use ore, do I use boku? And that means a lot for the personality of this person. Some people want to be the nice guy. Some people dislikes the nice guy and he wants to use ore. It's not super clear cut. In reality, of course, we're all different people. But these two are a really big thing. Some people will say it's not like this. That ore is intimate, boku is polite. That's it. But that's not really the case. All these words have real life connotations that people sense. If you say ore, you will give out more confidence than boku would in a lot of cases. The other two, though, these are not real people. You will not see a samurai walking down the street, cutting down people. No, it's not allowed. You can't do that. I hope you're not doing that. The same as the rich lady. I mean, of course, there's rich ladies in real life. The young spoiled brat who got everything from daddy. But she wouldn't always speak like this. This is a very much fictional character design that is not applicable to real life. And besides these characters, there are a lot of other character types. These are very clear-cut examples. They're very easy to understand. But with all these words, they combine into different character types, which creates a big world of characters in Japanese animation. And that's it for me. Thank you, everyone. Any questions?
I don't ever really know the anime Hikaru no Go.
Hikaru no Go, yes.
And my question is, because the character there is making a development from the scruffy kid who's not interested at all in this strange ancient game.
Yeah.
Slowly becomes a master himself, and is this if this is reflected in the speech, how would progress? How would his the language pattern progress?
Usually he would start off using the more, slightly more feminine or childish actually as well, like boku and sa. They're not only feminine but childish as well. So as he's gaining confidence, he would most likely switch to using ore more, perhaps using zo more, using words that doesn't mean that boku characters don't have any confidence. They can have lots of confidence. They can be very arrogant as well. But especially in the case of series like Hikaru no Go, which are aimed for kids, mostly, not always only for kids, but they want to reflect how you grow up, right? And kids, they start off a bit weak, they don't know, they're not confident, and then they start using aura, they become strong, they know what they want. So that's basically what you will see in most cases in this example. Did that answer your question? Again?
Yes. Follow-up question, because the his mentor Sai is it goes from the Heian period, and in that period it was considered manly to be more feminine. So a lot of the creatures were so feminine that even when it was brought to the US, a lot of kids who watched that show thought he was a woman. But was his the speech pattern in Japanese also feminine?
Yes, it was. It's like, I didn't mention it today, but it is a common stereotype as well, another character type. It's close to the Bishonen character, the beauty, the pretty character, the long hair and elegant and a bit more feminine, and he will speak like a feminine way in Japanese as well. And there's some people in Japanese who would think that he is a girl as well in Japan.
Okay.
So, yep. Anyone else? I think we're ending this perfectly on time, so if there's no other questions. Thank you again.